Hello everyone, my name's Georgina Griggs. I'm an immigration barrister based at Richmond Chambers. Today we're going to be discussing business registered sponsors, duties and consequences of non-compliance. So first of all, we have our session overview. The first point is sponsor duties in practice. I'm not going to focus too much on the sponsor duties in detail as this is an immediate level course. So my presumption is that you all have an understanding of what these entail. Moving on, we're going to discuss understanding UK VI's enforcement approach, common compliance failures, compliance visits and investigations, enforcement decisions, and practical risk management. So hopefully at the end of the course, you'll be able to identify the sponsor duties that generate the greatest compliance risk, recognise issues UKVI focuses on during inspections, understand how enforcement decisions are reached, and how to reduce compliance risk through practical systems and controls. So to start with, we're going to look at the sponsor duties. It's important to start here and remind ourselves of what UKVI is actually enforcing when looking at compliance. Everything we'll discuss today ultimately stems from these 5 duties. They aren't simply conditions that apply when a license is granted. They are continuing obligations throughout the lifetime of the sponsor license. So when UKVI carries out a compliance audit or considers a suspension or revocation, it is effectively asking the same question. Has the sponsor continued to discharge these duties? So reporting duties. The first duty is to report certain changes through the sponsor management system, the SMS, within the prescribed timescales. That includes changes affecting the sponsored worker, the role, the salary, the work location, and the business itself. In practice, reporting failures remain one of the most common issues identified during compliance visits. They're often not deliberate. They occur because HR, payroll, operational teams are not communicating effectively. On to record keeping duties. These are set out in Appendix D of the sponsor guidance. Importantly, it's not just enough for these documents to simply exist somewhere within the organisation. So the Home Office expects these documents to be organised, readily accessible, and capable of being produced immediately during a compliance visit. We will later look at exactly what the Home Office expects to see during a compliance visit later on in the seminar.